Welcome to North Idaho Experience. In today's episode, Eric and I sit down with Pete Wegman and Matt Vogel from Guitars for Vets. Just another example of the North Idaho community coming together and providing amazing services for the veterans out there. Guitars for Vets is a national organization, but this is the local North Idaho chapter that these guys are involved in. And they have a mission to help veterans learn guitar skills, to provide them with a good activity for, PTSD, transitioning to civilian life, things like that. It's an excellent program they've got here. We also talked about politics, of course, because it's North Idaho, and we tend to do that. So hope you guys enjoy. Really good conversation. Even if you're not into guitars, it was very entertaining and informative. So check them out. We will link all of their information in the show notes if you guys want to donate for a good cause. And remember, if you're thinking about making the move here to North Idaho, give our real estate team a call, text, or email. We'd love to help you with that. We specialize in helping conservative families find their freedom right here in North Idaho. I think that'll be very good. So we're here to talk about guitars.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Probably hard to tell after that last bit of conversation there, but
Rock and roll, man.
Yeah, there's some relation.
Did you know that?
What's that?
Do you know what we were talking about today?
I had absolutely no idea, but I
that's
put
the
it
best
together.
part.
Trained observer.
You read it.
And I got my shirt on too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Guitars for
Yes.
Vets.
I like to sneak it in and not tell it's either
wow.
Dave or Eric that come on, and then it's always a surprise.
Just
Kudos to them.
You
They
like
can
to
talk
sneak
about
in the
anything.
topic of the conversation.
Yeah, what did I
Just
should have
that's
clarified
fine.
that.
All right,
Yes,
go ahead.
I sneak something in.
That's good.
The topic. So you guys are with Guitars for Vets. Obviously, we are super passionate about supporting any veteran or first responder organization, especially when there's, the goal is to help with PTSD and things like that. Like, that's huge for us. And we have such a high concentration of veterans and first responders in North Idaho. I think there's like 22,000 veterans in North Idaho alone.
Yeah, crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You might have a different number. Do you know?
No, that's what I'm hearing.
That's what I've heard. And I mean, the population itself is a few 100,000 tops. So it's pretty impressive. And I would say damn near an equal amount of first responders. It seems like everybody you meet's a retired cop or firefighter.
I love it, man. I mean, that's such a. I wish I had better statistics for this, but you have to look across
Just make
the
them up.
country.
It's fine.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. Dude, I don't work for CNN, bro.
Fact check.
No, but I'd love to see what the percentage is of retired vets here versus other communities. Because what you largely end up with is people that are involved in the community and that want to give back and want to contribute and want to keep this place not where they came from.
Yeah.
We just talked about that because
Yeah,
you just came
yeah,
here
yeah.
from Bend. And you remember what it used to be like?
Yeah, it was beautiful, man. Yeah, and it's
Right.
been wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd wonder that too. Like, if they're veterans are escaping the insanity and coming out here where they can be together and,
Yeah.
Yes. The word's been out since the 70s. LAPD's notoriously been retiring up here.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's been a long time. And we get a lot of our clients through the real estate side call us and it's the same conversation every time. It's a retired cop from whatever, out of state. And, hey, I want 10 acres in the middle of nowhere. I don't ever want to talk to another human being in my life.
Right.
And we're like, oh, hold on now. Just wait till you meet your neighbors. This
Right.
place is different.
Yeah.
They're probably the same
are.
as you, and you're going to actually want to get to know people and talk to people.
yeah.
Well, you can wear your, pro law enforcement or pro military
Yes.
shirts here with pride.
Yeah.
There's a good group of people out there that are more like-minded. And if you're moving from a place that all of a sudden what you're talking about,
Yeah.
where it's either, no, you need to wear your 4 masks to protect me and your car
Yeah.
on the road, makes a ton of sense.
Yeah,
Trust the science.
I had a company car that they just took from me, but for whatever reason they kept registering me as Oregon, so my plates never changed. So I had Oregon plates the last 3 years that I've been here.
Yeah.
And it was actually like I was excited to hear people yell at my car. Like I heard someone one time say something like "Go home" or something, and I was like, they thought I was pissed, and I was like, "Yeah, go home, liberal." Yeah.
Yeah.
And then driving around. So I was that one guy with the Oregon plate, being tortured, and I was happy to be tortured.
Right. But man, that's just not my experience on this side of it. Most of the people that are moving here, North Idaho has a certain stigma attached to it, and most people aren't going to move here unless they want to be a part of that community that increases individual freedom, limits government intrusion,
Yeah.
and has gun rights. So most of the time, man, we're getting a lot of the good ones. good productive members of society.
Even celebrities is funny. I was not that I was researching it because my wife would be pissed off, but Sydney Sweeney, she's from Ponderay.
Yeah.
The other night I saw her on the TV,
Really?
and I was like, "Where the heck's she from?" And because I'd heard she's from Spokane,
Yeah.
But then when I looked it up, her family for generations has owned a place in Ponderay.
No way.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. I coached her cousin in junior tackle football.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, their family has roots out here.
Yeah.
I'd heard she came out and bought one of the lakefront, one of the old cabins.
She didn't buy it through us, huh?
No, she's got good genes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have
Yes,
about,
which is why you were researching.
Yeah.
I think
naturally.
we have probably 50-50 folks who have moved into the area in the last 5 years or so.
Yeah.
Veterans. And
Yeah.
then the other 50% are longtime folks who, when they retired or completed their service tour, they moved back home. I think it's about 50-50.
Yeah.
What are you seeing?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. But the odds of you finding a local liberal is probably higher than the people that are coming here, because people that are coming here are here for a reason,
Yeah.
See, I make that argument all the time.
It is
'cause-
true. It's true.
Yeah.
Like we were skiing at Lookout, and we're coming back down on the highway there, and on one of the overpasses, there's a bunch of liberals with anti-Trump flags hanging over the bypass, and I was like, "What the hell's going on here, man? This is way up, way up at that area. It's crazy." But most likely, it's not people that are moving here from LA so that they can protest.
Yeah.
It's locals that have got the virus,
And dude, I think it's some of it's apathy, man. You get up here, you're comfortable, your taxes are relatively low, you've got individual rights, and again, we didn't get beat up by COVID real bad here.
Yeah.
So I think people kind of see that, and you're here for a long time, and you don't see it at the ground level. It's just like being in the military.
Yeah.
If you get off the deck plates for a while, you lose perspective. We talk about that in law enforcement.
Yeah.
You get into admin. So I think if you're distanced enough from it that you start to forget what can happen when those get eroded.
Yeah.
The old boiled frog ideology, you kind of forget it. And then they're like, well, maybe we should be decent. Maybe drugs are a victimless crime. Maybe we shouldn't interdict that particular criminal activity, right?
Well, we're polite. That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, that's one of the biggest issues is that apathy, that sort of idea that's be complacent, let's not hurt anyone's feelings. So if you get in a discussion with people that on the left, Republicans generally are more quiet and they don't want to upset everybody, so they don't say anything. But that's burning us in the end.
Which is absolutely true in my opinion. But if you talk to anybody in your families, you have a lot of liberal family, right? They would tell you the opposite. They would. It's weird. They've spun it in their minds a certain way that
we're not open.
Yeah.
That they're open. Love is love, bro. Unless you're Republican.
We're all a bunch of redneck, racist, whatevers. And I'm like, that is just not true at all.
Well, it's wild. Somebody mentioned it the other day, and it took me a minute to think about it. Conservatives are generally the more positive side. You look at things with optimism.
Yeah.
And say, hey, look, we can get in front of this and correct it, right? And when I started thinking about that and watching the arguments happen back and forth, I was like, God damn. Who would have guessed?
Well, it's a meritocracy. We're all about how do we feed our families? How do we work hard?
Right.
So that we can do that. They're on the opposite spectrum. They're like, when's the government going to step in and give me free stuff so I can do nothing and hang out and protest?
Do you think that mindset comes from people that have worked for the government, and there's a lot of them up here, that in my experience, people that work for the government tend to dislike the government after working for the government. It's fairly true, right?
I'm getting there.
Yeah, man,
they like the paycheck though. My brother works for the government basically in Sacramento, and he loves his paycheck, and he has the same views as me, and he just doesn't speak up. He just follows his orders. He works for UC Davis, so it's so they're indoctrinated. So everyone around him is saying stuff that's wild and crazy, and he just goes.
So he's like a deep plant.
Yeah, because he's getting paid.
You're gonna send him to the link to this podcast.
Yeah.
Play it at work.
I was in one of those meetings once with some 3-letter agencies during an entirely different political climate, and they were talking about how they were going to stop focusing on cartels and drugs coming across the border and human trafficking. They were going to focus on the real threat to our country, which is alt-right extremism.
No, of course.
I was sitting in the back I felt just like that going,
Yeah.
All right, I need to remove that.
Yeah, they say that's the number one issue too. That's alt-right extremism, but yet you can't. I never see them.
I don't know.
I'm looking around, and we're supposed to be in the
We're in
area.
Idaho, bro.
We're in North Idaho, so everyone's immediately anybody that I know in my work which is national, they're, you know, I tell them I live in Idaho, you know, and they kind of gasp, you know.
Yeah.
You know, what?
Are you okay? Is it safe there?
That's where we met. We met at the militia rally, right?
And then last summer, it was during the weekend last summer, that lunatic with the firefighters and the guy that, you know, shot everybody. It was on the national news. So Monday morning, I have a conference call, and they immediately go after me like, see, I told you live in North Idaho.
Yeah.
And it was like,
Meanwhile, the guy that lives in Chicago was like, no, only 87 people were killed in Chicago this week. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's totally normal.
So they came at me, and I had to just deal with it.
Just smile. I feel. I'll tell you what.
Fantastic, great comment.
Yeah, but when your brother gets the opportunity, I can tell you, I've just recently had this where I had how freeing it felt to no longer be encumbered by departmental policy.
Right.
You know, I just left the PD in April, and you're constantly amazed at how much suppression of your voice there is in those particular career fields, whether it's military or law enforcement. I'm sure some other ones, just because of the perspective they could provide.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine how many cops in the area of somewhere like Sacramento that probably used to be beautiful. I found that interesting that you really liked it, and you call it Sacramento now because you were there recently and you've seen the change.
Yeah. I spent 30 years there, so I know it left. You know, I know every bit of it. Yeah, it's crazy.
But imagine the perspective the ground level cops could provide on what actually changed it.
I got to clarify. We were talking about Roseville, not Sacramento.
Yeah.
Sacramento's a shithole. It's always been a shithole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not Sacramento.
Well, you said it was.
I just don't want anybody to be like, you like Sacramento? I'm like, no, negative.
Roseville, Folsom,
Roseville's nice.
Shout out.
Outside of there.
Yeah. But it just sucks that those voices are so suppressed. And the military, a lot of the same way, because you've been to third world countries. You've seen what actually happens when there's voter suppression or where there is like socialism.
Yeah.
They're on the ground watching that people literally can't feed their kids. But God forbid we give them a platform and a voice. Now we restrict it by policy.
Yeah.
So when he gets out, he actually has an opportunity to be like, here's what they did at UC Davis. Here's all these BS policies. Let me tell you about how indoctrinated kids get when they come in there. I value those opinions, and I wish those people could speak up more.
Yeah, amen.
So, Pete, military time. What did you do in the military?
Which time?
Oh,
I'm one of those too, dude. I've broken service, bro.
I joined in 1988.
my goodness.
And joined the Marines.
Didn't realize you were that old.
With like 7 of my buddies.
Yeah.
In high school, all the same graduating class, and we all went on the buddy program.
Yeah.
Never saw one of them again.
Yeah. You got roped in, bro.
Yeah. So Gulf 1 in the Marines, and I learned real fast after a friend of mine who was serving in the Alaska Air Guard. I got a deep-rooted history in Alaska. Mm-hmm. She convinced me that, like, you need to be in the Air Guard. And I'm like, okay. We talked about kind of the things we did, you know, on our jobs, and like, where do you sleep? I said, we get a shelter half. Like, how do you get places? I said, well, we use like a 5-ton or a deuce and a half or a Humvee. She's like, oh, we get rental cars, and we get like food and rooms. I'm like, okay, well, where do I sign up? She helped me get through it, and I was able to complete my Marine Corps obligation in the Air Guard. So, and then I soon thereafter got into the Active Guard Reserve program, AGR program. Mm-hmm. I think the Navy has a similar program, like technicians or something.
Yeah, reserves. You can go to active Senate. Yeah. TAR, I think is what they call it.
Yeah, so I spent 25 more years in the AGR program in both Alaska, Oregon, and Nevada. So my unit closed in Alaska, and I got transferred to Portland, Oregon. And then that unit closed. This was back when Portland was cool. Actually cool.
Okay,
yeah. And then I transferred down to Kingsley Field down in Southern Oregon in Klamath Falls, where they had an F-15 training base. And I spent a good part of my career there in the F-15. I was an airfield manager in the Air Force.
Yeah.
So in the Marines, I was an engineer. So we built stuff and then we blew it up when we were done.
Hell yeah.
Portland really did used to be cool.
It did.
Yeah, that was a cool city.
That's the progression. Like a city becomes very cool and like artsy and, you know, good food. Yeah. And then it goes too far.
Good
every
food,
time.
Music, markets,
it's
outdoors, like Bend, Oregon. It was beautiful.
Yes.
Well, that's when you mentioned Sandpoint and all the protesting out there. I tell people, I was like, Sandpoint reminds me of like late 90s Portland, where it's kind of artsy. It's got like, it's like Austin, Texas, where it's got like this little bit of a hipster vibe. And I feel like the absolute, shithole that Portland turned into is like the end stage of hipster towns if you don't stay on top of
It
it.
is, unfortunately, because that hipster town's cool. If you could freeze it right there,
Yeah,
you're
dude.
like, all right, I'm down.
Yeah.
Dude, they got the coffee game. They win that shit. You know what I mean? Like coffee
Great
game.
restaurants,
Yeah.
the beer, man, you know, all that. Like liberals love that stuff,
Right.
But then they get there.
When did you leave Bend?
2000 and I think we moved here 2023.
Okay. Did you ever go to that food truck called Freaking Faco?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
freaking so good,
Yeah. Well, they had just amazing. The food trucks are just just like a fine dining.
Yeah,
It's
we
fantastic.
got a vibe for that here now. Food
It's
trucks
coming.
are like,
It's coming.
I love it,
coming.
man.
They're
Yeah.
awesome. But there's like 4 of those places.
My favorite
Well,
sushi in town is a food
Yeah, that's
truck.
what I'm talking about. You normally don't think of sushi as something you want to buy from a food cart, but you do, and you go, "Whoa, this is legit."
Raw dead fish.
Raw dead fish.
Raw dead fish.
is
You get an
fantastic.
old pizza box, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
they do.
so good.
Yeah, it's
It
great.
is not gas station sushi. for
No,
sure.
no,
it's
it's really, really
fantastic.
good. Actually, speaking of, I'm gonna get that tonight.
Yeah, that's gonna be the jam. All right, dude. So you retired, moved out here.
Yeah, retired in 2020,
Okay.
right before COVID, and so I probably would have been forced out anyway.
Yeah, I know why.
Yeah, so I was kind of poking around. I was close to making E9, and you make another rank, you get 3 to 5 more years possibly. So I was doing the math with my age, and I put in for a job at the airport in Eugene, Oregon, and my wife's from Bend, and I got the job, and I'm like, what do I do? I was looking at the money. I'm like, this is sick money.
Yeah.
And we can get back to my mom lives in Springfield, Eugene area. We're gonna be right near her. My wife's mom's from Bend. Well, let's go home. Let's retire. So we did the math, and I retired. I remember when I told my commander, he's like, "What's up, Pete?" I said, "Hey, boss, I want to let you know I put my retirement paperwork in." He's like, "Oh, this isn't about the E9, is it?" And I said, "No, I just did some math, and I think it's time to go." And he said, "Well, all right. Well, when are you going?" I said, "Friday."
Yeah.
So we punched out and started collecting my retirement. I got to work at the Eugene Airport, and great job. It was airfield operations, basically. Operations, you go around, you take care of the runways and make sure it's safe. They do the same thing here. But it was Eugene, and there was a lot of great people at the airport. A lot of my coworkers were just fabulous, and I think the folks for the city, I think they knew that the majority of the workforce at the airport were fairly conservative minded, and I think that they knew that if they forced, not to get too much into politics, but if they forced the shot on us, we would probably all just quit.
Yeah.
And then the airport would not be able to operate. So they would close down commercial service, no flights in or out, and they would have to find a new workforce. So they didn't. But in the end, what got me was things like what we were talking about earlier with like trying to ban hunting in Oregon.
Right.
Like really? Stuff like that. And I told my wife, we have some family up here too, between Rathdrum and Spokane. Our dads both live in the Spokane area. And I have a brother in Spokane, and she has a brother here in Rathdrum, owns a business. But it just got to a point where I was like, we got to get out of here. This place is crazy. We didn't feel safe in our own neighborhood, and we lived in a nice neighborhood. There was just a lot. This is when they did the moratorium on drug arrests.
Yeah, homeless everywhere.
Homeless everywhere. Yeah. I mean, we had a homeless in our front yard. And when we called the authorities, they said, you could turn the sprinklers on, but I said, you can't, it's my yard. They said, we can't do anything.
Yeah.
That's insane. And if you did do something, you would probably get charged, right?
Yeah. So we were like, we got to get out of here.
Right.
So the family that was up here said, why don't you just come up here and move up here? And that was in 2022. So I lasted 2 years in Oregon, and we just said, sayonara, it's just not a good fit for us anymore. It just changed during the 30 years I was serving. And my wife had been gone from her hometown, Bend, for a while. And even she admits that it's changed considerably. And But anyway, it's just been amazing here. I've had people who work harder to try and help you. And I'm like, I got to be honest with you, ma'am or sir, like, this is different to me. I'm used to people saying no first, and they're like, oh, this is the way we are here. Yeah. So it's been great for us. So we've been here since 2022.
Nice. You live here local now?
Yeah, I live up in Athol.
Nice. Yeah. Very cool. You said it's your brother-in-law's business in Rathdrum. What's the business?
Northwest Insulation, Chris Baker.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
You know Chris?
No, but I know the company.
Yeah. So he's been running that for years. He used to be the sales manager for Parker Toyota for quite a long time.
cool.
And just got out and opened up a business. So he does a lot of build oms homes. He works with a lot of custom homes as well. So,
Yeah.
Cool.
Good guy.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Very cool.
So, Pete, what got you to think about guitars?
Yeah, good question. So I was one of those guys. You guys probably have them in the police force. By the way, thank you for your service in the military. And I've always thought that, I've always had a deep respect for law enforcement. I spent several years as a reserve deputy down in Klamath County too.
Cool.
That was something that I thought I would want to pursue when I retired, and until I learned the clientele you deal with daily. And it's like going to war every day. And that's where I gained a real deep-rooted respect for law enforcement. It was just that, man, we deploy in buckets and stuff, and we come back after a few months or whatever in our rotations, and you guys are there every day. So I have a deep-rooted respect for law enforcement. So thank you for you guys' service in law enforcement as well. But I was one of those guys in the military who was like, why are these people having such problems with retirement? When they get out, I lost several friends from suicide, and I was like, I didn't understand it. One of my son's best friends, a guy I worked with, the best friend's dad's committed suicide within a year of retiring. And I think I lost 3 friends within 2 years from suicide, and I'm like, I don't understand it. Like, I'm going to be partying. Like, I can't wait to stop shaving.
Yes.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
30 years of shaving.
Yes.
Right.
And then I retired, and then I lost my identity. So, if you talk to my wife and ask her, how was the first year or so, she'll tell you it was a little rough. Like, I had some anxiety, a lot of anxiety, sitting in a room, always wanting to have a view of the exit, those kind of things that are, I think, natural for law enforcement and military. But I had a really rough time, and I went and saw a counselor and worked through quite a bit of stuff that I was kind of holding on to and kind of getting a new identity. And along that line, I always thought about, like, what kind of things has really helped me in life to have good mental health? And it was my spouse, it was the Lord, it was music, and it was my animals. And those things right there are what I think has always gotten me out of a rough spot. And when I went to music, I was like, music's been huge. And I found Guitars for Vets not long after moving here to North Idaho, and I wanted to go to the program and be a student and learn how to play the guitar. And the nearest chapter was in Spokane at the VA Medical Center. So the Guitars for Vets is generally hosted by a VA center. And that's where they get their referrals direct from the VA center. And when I asked them, I said, I don't really want to drive that far all the way through Spokane, clear to the west side of Spokane. And I found out there was no chapters of Guitars for Vets in Idaho. I said, can I open one? And they said, absolutely. They said, but you got to build it. So I basically just, buckled down and said, I'm going to use those skills I learned as a good senior NCO. And, I reached out to some folks like Matt here, and folks were quick to volunteer to help. Like you said earlier, the community here is so supportive of veterans that, so I've got 7 instructors right now. 2 of them are on a little hiatus for some personal reasons. And so the 5 active instructors that we have, none of them are veterans or have ever served, but all of them have some type of a connection to the veteran community, whether it's a father, a grandfather, an uncle. So they stepped up, and we built it. We found a host, which is the American Legion over in Post Falls.
Nice.
They jumped right on it. They said, this is exactly what we're about. So, thank you, Post Falls American Legion.
The one on Prairie with the big tank out front?
Yep. They've been great.
Yeah.
They've been great. Have they been a good host for us?
Oh, they've been fantastic. Yeah. Very flexible.
Yeah.
I do all my lessons there. It's been great.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we host our lessons, and the commander has been super supportive. All the staff there have been really supportive. So we built it, and we started getting veterans referred to us, and here we are today. It's been a fun ride.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
So what's it look like if someone wants to get involved? Someone wants to come get lessons. So you guys get a veteran coming in.
Yeah. So they get in touch with us. They can either go to the website guitarsforvets.org.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. You can search for it on Google or any of the search platforms, and you can just click find a chapter first of all, I'd spend some time reading about the organization. It's a really cool organization, how it got its beginnings back in 2007. But you can click Find a Chapter. It'll pop up to a chapter in your area. I'm sure you've got listeners outside of this local area here.
Yep.
So they can click on whatever area they're in and reach out to that chapter coordinator, which is my position. I'm the coordinator. I'm still at some point going to take a lesson from one of my instructors.
Yeah, let me know when you're ready, man.
When we get there. But yeah, we have some great instructors. But I'm not there yet. We're still kind of building the program. But right now we have a little bit of a waiting list just because of some tariffs and some supply shortages with some guitars. We're competing right now with our biggest competitor for guitars is music stores. So I think last year we give several thousand guitars away a year. So
wow.
Oh man.
So okay, so is that part of it? Someone comes to get lessons, they get a guitar as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So we take veterans. Generally, it's a veteran who, obviously PTSD and any trauma-related stress or depression. They get in touch with me, and I just validate that they're a veteran, and we get them on a list. And once we get a free instructor, I pair them up with an instructor, and they go through 10 lessons, and it's kind of an at your own pace. So the instructor has full freedom to design whatever program meets their needs for their experience level with music, maybe a disability, whether it's physical or mental disability. And they're able to tailor it. If they need more than 10 lessons, the instructor just reaches out to me, and we say, thank you for letting me know. If they need a couple more lessons, we'll give it to them. But in the end, we have a little graduation ceremony for them, and we take back their practice guitar and we give them a brand new guitar. It's theirs to keep.
Very cool.
Gig bag, everything.
Yeah, strings,
awesome.
capo, picks.
What's the goal through the lessons? Are you trying to get them to a certain level, or is it depend on the person?
It depends on the person. Yeah, it depends on their level. But yeah, I mean, it's just basically for me, and I think most people, my love for music, I want to share, and it's always been something of it's like a smoker with a cigarette. I'm constantly holding my guitar. It just relaxes me. So to get them kind of addicted to being able to do it is the big piece. And most people that want to learn guitar, like you were just saying, are kind of intimidated to learn it. They go, how many people do you know that have a guitar, like you were saying earlier, that sits in the corner of the room with cobwebs on it? You know how to play one song or 3 chords or something, and you just feel like there's no way I'm going to be as good as what I'm hearing on the radio. But once you're able to sort of debunk that by teaching these veterans, it's amazing what they recognize.
There's a lot of homework too, I believe.
There's a lot of homework. Yeah, it's all but repetition.
Yeah.
But it's amazing just the impact they can have as far as just the mental health. Just it gives them something to relax with when they play the guitar, even if they can only play 1 or 2 chords.
That's huge. I think having something to focus on really eases, whether it's like a guy that's just retired and he needs to figure out himself and transition out of that to the civilian world.
Yeah.
I think just having something to focus on, or if you're going through some PTSD issues, having an outlet is huge.
A positive
outlet, not whiskey.
Cheers.
Cheers.
But I think growth and learning, man, that's like that constant path. And when you get out of the military, you were 30 years, 25, 30 years.
32 actually.
Right. And you can learn new stuff. Like sometimes you feel like when you can't learn anymore, I joke with my wife all the time is that I'm like a shark. When I stop moving, I die because I'm constantly, I don't know. I habitually don't know what I want to be when I grow up. So part of that is like growth and learning new things and all of that. And so if you can like redirect that into doing something you didn't think you could accomplish before, I could definitely see the healing power of that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it's a great way to pick up chicks, dude. So
valid point.
Yeah, it's pretty valid.
Matt, so you play gigs. It's not your full-time job, but you have a full-time job. But you play a lot.
Yeah.
And you play gigs locally. So
yeah, I've been in a number of bands. Actually, I had a love for music as a kid. My little brother, I was just talking about earlier, he was an amazing guitarist in high school. He had long hair, and I was kind of like the jock, and he was in his room constantly annoying me with practicing and stuff, and he became a shredder. He was really great. And I just thought it was like a magic trick, like you just have to have, the genes, or just
born with it.
You're just born with it, which is really just a BS. It's a myth. I mean, and so in college I started picking it up and playing, and
Because of the chicks.
Because the chicks, yeah.
You didn't go to Chico State, did you?
No. I went to University of Oregon. I went to University of Oregon. I'm an Oregon Duck. Yeah. Chico State. Yeah.
That's hilarious. You would bring that up
because that's all you do is drink over there.
Right.
Yeah.
Halloween.
Fairly accurate. That was a good time.
Yeah. But yeah, years later, I was getting more into guitar, and I had a horrible microbrewing accident where I literally. The glass carboy exploded in my hand. It was a defective carboy. Oh. And it severed all my tendons, arteries, nerves, everything in there, and it shredded your left hand, which is your fret hand. It's the most important hand. And so I was just devastated because I didn't think I'd play guitar again. So I just fought through it, and I was able to get back to playing. And even though I still can't feel these fingers very well, I play better than I've ever played. And it's the idea of overcoming, You can overcome it. And then I immediately got on Craigslist and found some bands to play with. And I'd never been in bands until I was almost 40.
Wow.
And then now I've been in a couple bands. My old band used to play at the Moose, down in Sherman and stuff. Cool. And now I just play like solo acoustic gigs. And it's such an amazing outlet. Mm-hmm. It's just awesome. So fun, yeah.
It's got to be extremely rewarding to share your passion and your outlet with other people.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I was actually on Craigslist, and that's when I saw his post, needing some guitar teachers for veterans, and I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah.
And so that's when I reached out to Pete and started it up, and it's been just amazing.
Pretty rewarding on your side
absolutely.
too. Absolutely,
yeah. When you see them get it, you leave just going, oh, I really made a difference, and they're stoked. None of the veterans have been, it takes a little bit of while to get that trust and sort of get warmed up.
Yeah.
But once some of it clicks in their head, you can kind of see this light in their eye. They're like, oh, it's not a magic trick like we were saying before. I'm
guessing that Matt's had something similar, but I had one of my instructor, James.
Yeah.
He reached out to me. He lives over in Spokane Valley and comes over to teach for us. And he called me up one day and said, Pete, I want to talk to you about something. I said, what's up? What's up, James? He said, I've got a veteran here, and we didn't really do anything during the lesson. She was going through a really, really tough time, and I think there was some problems in her marriage too. And he said, I just chatted with her the whole time. I said, dude, that's a lesson.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You don't necessarily have to play. I mean, you can definitely just hanging out it's a bonding experience for both of us.
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys get a wide age variety or?
Yeah, very wide. Vietnam veterans still
cool.
taking lessons, and we actually hosted Sean Hagen from the Post Falls American Legion Post, and he's on staff there as a volunteer. I think he does some membership stuff. But Sean approached me and said, "Can I get in the program?" I go, "Are you a veteran?" He goes, "Yeah." And then in the end, he was in tears. He basically said. He pulled me aside and said, Pete, I don't think you understand what this has done for my life.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I said, I do now.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. Yeah, and the people at American Legion get it too.
Yeah.
When you walk in, they're like I said, they're very flexible if hours change or whatever. And every time I come in, they're like, "Hey Matt, what's up? You got another one coming in. It's great."
I think they like hearing the guitars in the background when they're working.
I'll play like an older guy or something. I'll play like a Neil Young riff or something, and they'll be like, Neil, even though Neil, Neil's got his own stuff.
Yeah,
so I don't even like to play that much. My favorite song to play is "Old Man."
Yeah,
Neil Young. And I break it out. My old bandmate, my old lead guitarist. I'd start playing at a gig, like his amp, or he had some problems, and like his pedal board exploded and malfunctioned, and everyone's like, "Well, we got all these people that want to see us play, so Matt, it's all on you." So I'm just doing solo stuff,
no pressure.
Doing Old Man, and he's looking at me grimacing like you're playing Neil Young.
Yeah,
don't do that.
Yeah.
But
I was going to say that was going to be a question because you have such a wide age range, so musical preferences will change.
Yeah, a lot of country, a lot of some Johnny Cash.
Well, look at Bob Dylan. He's come full circle, I think. Kind of an anti-war guy back in the day, and I think he's done Christian music now. I think.
Yeah.
I love his music. I've never liked his politics back in the day, but you can't deny his music's been amazing.
Absolute talent.
Is Jane Fonda going to turn around soon? Or
she's still alive,
ranting. Yeah, she's still got the. Resist shirts on. She's still on talk shows and stuff.
She needs a guitar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
But yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
It's always been one of those things. And you just got to wonder like what that connection is, right? Because you think back on military time where you take somebody that's either never fired a firearm before. That's what it sounds like as you're describing it. You take somebody and you watch it click. Like you teach somebody how to shoot, right?
Yeah.
But very different outcomes. Like what's your intention behind that when you're in the military? But you redirect that same purpose and intentionality into creating something kind of beautiful, right?
Yeah.
It sounded gay. You know what I meant, dude. Sorry.
Yeah, and I was saying too, like
I wasn't judging. I wasn't judging. I was like very poetic.
No, but it's very cool. Like, but
Yeah.
you take that same direction. You take somebody that's done all of these things and accomplished a lot, and then it's kind of this is for them. Like the
yeah, and
product
it's
is
a
awesome.
language. We were talking about earlier. It's guitar is a language. So like you'll meet a buddy, right, who has the cobweb guitar in the corner, and you'll go, "Hey man, like, do you play that?" Or he's, "Oh yeah, check it out." And he'll play Enter Sandman, Metallica.
Yeah.
And he'll be really good. Like he'll play a little solo and stuff, but he doesn't know what the heck he's playing. Like that's only thing he knows. And that's great and all. It's kind of like memorizing a phrase in Spanish, but you don't speak any Spanish.
Yeah.
But if someone needed to know where the bathroom is or where the cerveza is,
You got it.
they've got a phrase that they
Yeah.
can memorize and they can spit it out.
Yeah.
I've got a buddy works for ITD, Connor. Shout out to Connor. He plays at like up in Athol at the Pastime. He plays over in Spirit Lake, and he's a great guitarist.
Yeah.
He plays down at the Hook,
Yeah.
down in Bayview. And I asked him, I said, "You ever thought about being an instructor?" And he said, "I can't read music."
Yeah. Well, I'm not a big. I don't
interesting.
read a ton of music either. I like
Yeah,
my
see, I
kids
don't
learn and they got all the notes and everything, and I don't know how to read it. But
That was my next question.
Yeah.
If somebody was going to come do this, do you think that they should know how to like read music?
no, not at all. No, you just learn the chords. And what's great now though is, as I progressed and I taught myself as time went on. YouTube came around, and there's some great resources on YouTube. Like shout out to Marty Schwartz, probably the best guitar teacher on YouTube, free. And he just goes through just how to do a cover song. Oh, I want to play this song, and you can look it up, and it's G, C, and then online it just literally shows you the lyrics, and there's a G chord, a G letter above where they're supposed to play the G chord, and they can sing along, and it's much easier than you'd imagine.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That reminds me of when I was in the academy for the sheriff's office. I missed something. I forget what it was, but the instructor said, "Just go watch some YouTube videos on approaching a vehicle."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Are you serious?"
Just don't watch the
Okay.
the wrong ones. The First Amendment auditors.
Hold
You
on.
don't want to watch those.
Cover song. Look, I'm good with that on YouTube, bro. I got some questions about that.
But some of the greatest songwriters of all time are songwriters that will play 4 or 5 chords, maybe 6 chords in the whole song, and it becomes like history.
right.
It becomes forever. Like Tom Petty, Bob Dylan.
Dude, why got to hit the Tom Petty's like in my top 3, bro. Somebody asked me
really
the other day.
is.
It's like Tom Petty's in my top 3.
Yeah, but he
spans generations.
But he'll take 4 or 5 chords. So when I'm teaching, I'm teaching them the 4 or 5 chords that exist within like Free Falling or whatever it might be, or I Won't Back Down, and then it's all there, so they know it, and so at that point, it's anybody's game. Anybody can play guitar.
Well, it's the consistency because I had the benefit of watching him. My wife got me tickets, like hit him from me, but before he passed away,
Yeah.
dude, he sounds just as good as he does recording,
Oh, yeah.
and it's probably that consistency, that ability to play it, where it's the consistency is in the simplicity, I guess.
And
right?
he's got an interesting vocals because
Yeah.
he has a little bit of Bob Dylan in him. He does a
Right.
little bit of free.
Yeah. Twangy almost.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of that. I saw him in Marysville actually.
Really?
Yeah,
old
they're
Marysville.
outdoor. Kind of off subject, but most amazing experience. I've seen hundreds of concerts.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best. Out of the blue, I get a corn tortilla hits my face, and then you look around and I realize that people would get hit by a tortilla. Then they would, like a Frisbee, would throw it. Now you've got hundreds of corn tortillas. And then Tom comes out after he did an intermission after the first half, and he came back and he was just stoned out of his mind.
Yeah.
And he called Marysville Maryville. He goes, thanks for the first half of the concert, Maryville.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, man, woo.
Yeah.
But then he kept rocking.
Yeah.
I worked the DUI overtime for that concert venue one
Yeah.
time, and I was
Yeah.
like, it was
Oh,
such
it's
a
bad.
shit show.
Yeah.
I will never do this again. You cannot pay me enough.
Yeah, getting
to be
out of
in
there
that.
it's
It was
impossible.
madness, dude.
Hours.
Crashes everywhere, just dumb little fender bender crashes, and like drunk people
Yeah.
and drunk girls screaming, and I was like, I just need to get out of here right now.
Yeah.
But back to it, like anybody can play guitar is what I'm saying, and it's about repetition. It's about focusing on doing it and building the foundation. So my whole objective is to build a foundation and basic music theory so that the veterans can understand how to play the guitar and why they're playing a certain chord, and that all these songs, I can pick up a guitar and just literally go G to E minor and go, and then the veteran goes, oh, that. And I was just teaching him those two chords, and he goes, that sounds like a song. I go, oh yeah, it is. It's this song, you know. Like the other day with my veteran last week, we were playing just G and E minor, and he's like, oh, the roof is on fire, and I was like, yes, that is the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
awesome.
more into like Yngwie Malmsteen, Joe Satriani.
Well, that's what I grew up on.
Joe Satriani.
But see that,
Legit, dude.
that will jade you. That will mess you up because I grew up on that too. I had all the Satriani. I was a big Satriani guy in it. Like I
I don't think he sings, does he?
No, that's the thing. He just shreds.
Yeah.
But that there's something deeper about music when it's basic, like
Yeah.
Tom Petty. You
Right.
know, Satriani is amazing, but you don't need to be Eddie Van
Yeah.
Halen
That's
to
like-
put out a
Yeah,
good song.
That's like
That's-
unattainable for most people.
Yeah, that's more
That
like
is
the
attainable.
artist, right? Like you're trying to go out like I draw stick figures, bro. This isn't a Van Gogh. Like those guys were, Jimi Hendrix. Those guys are put on this planet to play a guitar.
But
you
it's
don't
something
have
to
to be
strive
that.
for
Right.
too, though.
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah. 100%. Yeah. You got to challenge yourself. But
Yeah.
Yeah, so our goal is to get the veteran out with a basic understanding of music. If they can play a tune, great. If not, one of the things in the future that I'd like to work on with our chapter, we're fairly new, but we could probably get together and do some jam sessions.
Oh, what a good idea. Yeah, because that's a whole
Blues,
nother level,
just some
right?
blues or
That's
whatever.
super intimidating
Yeah.
for a guy that's never done it. But to
Get
have,
a guitarist like Matt
Right.
here, or
Yeah.
any of our guitar instructors.
you
are
could
great.
probably play along with anybody that can strum a few chords and make
Yeah.
them sound good. Like,
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
That would be
You
cool.
sing too,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
see, so-
yeah, I sing a lot.
and so then kind
I'm
of
playing at
revisit-
Knuckleheads here February 7th, which
Oh,
is
nice.
Knuckleheads on Government.
Oh, that's
I'm doing this
cool.
little solo gig, but
Oh, frick
So to be able to get check back with them, a while later, and just
Mm-hmm.
say, "How you doing? How's your guitar? Did you trade up? Did you get a different guitar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's your journey? Because it's a journey.
well, my job is to get them addicted.
Yeah.
Because I don't want my students to put the guitar on the corner and have it get cobwebs
Yeah.
on it. I want them to actually get addicted and go, oh, like I can do this, and I can make up my own songs with some of these chords.
I'm one of those. I have a cobweb guitar.
Yeah.
I've got one in my house.
Well, you need to comb that off and start getting into it.
know.
now.
More of
Yeah.
a jam session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NIE jam session.
And it change your accent to like a rock and roll. Like if you got the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. But now you go back to the
British now.
Yeah, bro. Fantastic.
Bring, you bring it to the office, dude. We can strum a little bit. I'll juggle. It'll be a fun little
Yeah,
something, dude.
it's like a circus.
Listen, I can juggle
Unicycle?
too. Yeah, 100%.
We have it's a case by case basis with Guitars for Vets. I'll talk with the veteran. I've had a veteran contact me and say, I have a niece or a granddaughter that plays guitar, and when I talk to them about their goals, they say, I just really want to play a little bit just so that I can play with my granddaughter or whatever. Or
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
you're a candidate.
It's a cool.
It's healing.
And it's a cool connection.
Yeah.
And then somewhere along the way, that might transition into, hey, this is very relaxing.
Yeah.
It's great to have a habit like that throughout the day, or if your day's just a shit show and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. You just have this thing where you're like, all right, just 20 minutes. I'm gonna
Good
go.
outlet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What? How many people have? How long have you been doing it here? How long
So
is the
we
Idaho chapter?
started with our instructors in April of 2024.
Okay.
So we're coming up on 2 years. We've put through 10 or 12 students is all right now.
Okay.
We have like 6 or 7 on the waiting list right now. Like I said, there were some issues with supply chain and tariffs. We're competing with, other guitar places for these guitars and parts for guitars. So We've really reached out to local donors for not only donation guitars, but for financial donations and stuff too, just to keep our program going. And then recently we had a change in our board of directors, so we were on a pause for about 6 months. And we had some students very patiently waiting, and I would, just keep checking in with them. We got you. You're still on my list, and we fired back up again. And now we're getting some guitars shipped for given to the students. And also, I've got some donation guitars. So right now, we're able to put almost everyone through our wait list through. So we're expecting to we get about a veteran a month is all. Mm-hmm. Depends on what we do for outreach. I know Brandy Stordahl down at the Guard down here at the Armory. Mm-hmm. She'll sometimes call me, and I think annually they do like a family services or a family program where when guys come back from deployment or whatever, veterans come back. If they're active duty or if they're serving in the Guard still, they're eligible still for the program. So sometimes we'll reach out to them, and when we go to those events with a banner and stuff and have a guitar, like Matt will come or whatever, we usually get 3 or 4 or 5 on our list. So right now we don't have a huge list, but we could start getting more, which is great. That's what we're here. We're here to reach the veterans. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and also you might mention just how people can help support the program too.
Yeah, that was the next question. I mean, what do you need? Do you need more instructors, guitars, money? What would be helpful? All of those probably, but
yes. I will tell you that, first of all, like I said, shout out to the American Legion, the post over in Post Falls, Post 143, I think. Mm-hmm. They've been great. I did just get an instructor. She'll be moving back home to Bonners Ferry, and we're going to be opening up a satellite chapter in Bonners Ferry at the VFW. So I've been dealing with Ben Apo up there, the commander at the VFW, and he's same as the American Legion. He's like, yep, that's what we're all about. Cool. You're welcome. We'll sign a little agreement, and you can start teaching at the VFW. So we have that satellite chapter going to be firing up here probably this spring or early summer. So we're pretty good on instructors, although it's always nice to have a list because some instructors, take hiatuses. Yeah. But right now, I'm assuming I'm guessing that Matt probably, if a guitar right now needs a string, he probably pulls the money out of his own pocket. Mm-hmm. So he's probably, we've all done it.
Well, we don't want that, man.
We're trying, we're trying to limit that a bit. And me as the chapter coordinator, that's my responsibility to be able to provide Matt with the tools to do his job. And these guitars are going on 2 years now. They're probably starting to get, the practice guitars are starting to get battered up a little bit, I'm guessing. So we did just get a donor. We had a donor initially. Our first donor, which was really cool, was a man from Sandpoint. He got a hold of me and said, hey, Pete, I got like 20 or 30 guitars in my collection. He said a lot of them have dust on them. I don't play them as much anymore. Could your organization use a couple of them? And I said, absolutely. I said, not only can we use them, but I would like for you, when we find that right veteran to pair that particular guitar up with, I'd like for you to present that guitar to that veteran.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Which is a big moment for him, right?
Oh, it was a big moment for me. I was in tears.
Yeah, of course.
To see him present, and he was in tears too, and the veteran was in tears. Yeah. To see that guitar go from his hands to hers, and in this case, it was a female veteran of ours, and he was able to explain to her the whole history of that guitar and say this guitar, how long it's been in his family or whatever, and how much it meant to him, and that he was honored to be able to hand that guitar to her and for her to carry on the legacy of that guitar, and they sat down for several minutes afterwards and just chatted. And I said, guys, I got to go. So I left, went back to work. But cool. So we'll take guitars. So that was our first donation. We recently had a donor reach out, Matt Pittman and his mom, Maggie Schenk. They reached out to me. They found our Facebook page, Post Falls, Guitars for Vets Post Falls. And it just so happened that a family friend of theirs, Keith and Marty, Keith passed away, and the widow, I think it's Marty. Yeah, Marty. The widow Marty found our page and said, she got a hold of me and said, my husband was a custom guitar builder. Oh, wow. And I didn't realize how big of a problem that he had with guitars. I guess that some guys can be a really big hobby, but when he passed, he had all these parts. I think a lot of the parts and pieces he donated to North Idaho College. They have a music program. Mm-hmm. And he said, Pete, would you be able to take some of these guitars as a donation? we think it's perfect because Keith was a veteran.
Yeah, nice.
So at the time, we weren't taking electric guitars. But since that time, we have began to not just teach acoustic lessons, but now we can teach electric and bass guitar.
Very cool.
And when they graduate, they'll get a new electric guitar or a new bass guitar. So initially, what Matt did as a representative of the family was that he took several of Keith's electric guitars that were custom made, and he sold them. I don't know, there's avenues, I guess, for selling musical instruments. And then he took the money from that, took it down to a local music store, and bought us 3 brand new acoustic guitars with cases, and he presented them to our chapter and said, "Give these to your veterans when they graduate."
Very cool.
Awesome.
It was amazing. So Matt's been great.
Well, yeah, that means you guys are building something that resonates, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really good feedback from when they look at that and they see the value in it. That's awesome.
Yeah, we have a huge network too in the community, like you were saying earlier, because one of the people who bought one of Keith's guitars from Matt, the family representative, Bill Cliff, he called me up and said, "I bought one of Keith's guitars from Matt, and I happen to have another guitar that I'd like to donate to your organization instead, an electric guitar." So he not only donated a guitar, but he donated an amp too to our chapter. So we worked with him, and we told him we were going to use that guitar and amp as our practice guitar to issue to the student. And then when they're done, the instructor calls me on lesson number 8, and I get a guitar ordered, and now a new electric guitar will get shipped to me.
That's cool.
And we'll present it to him.
Do you guys need more guitar donations?
Yeah, we will always take more guitar donations, and I'll tell you why. Because we're competing. So Guitars for Vets has more than 110 chapters in the U.S. So the headquarters is out in Milwaukee. And the headquarters is trying to, we grew so fast, obviously through COVID, music stores, the music industry just blew up during COVID. People were stuck at home, crazy. But we're having a really hard time getting stock. And one of our board members on Guitars for Vets is the head of Craft Music. I don't remember his first name, but his last name's Craft. But I think that's where we get a lot of our supplies through is Craft Music. And I think they also partner with Sweetwater too, I believe. And we have some big donors. They're all on our website. But there's a lot of musicians who donate money. The Gary Sinise Foundation used to be a big donor to Guitars for Vets. Yeah. I don't know if he still is. But anyway, we're competing with 110 plus other chapters in the U.S. And when I don't get a number of allotments to get all my students through the program, I have students waiting. Mm-hmm. And when those students wait, I try and check in with them. But they could be
doing other things.
They could be doing other things.
Yeah.
They could be having a mental health crisis, or they could be depressed. Mm-hmm. But this is a great tool to put in their hands. Get them with an instructor and let them fellowship with a good gig playing instructor. So yeah, we're always looking for things like guitars as well.
So if someone locally wants to donate to you guys but keep it local, is that a possibility?
Absolutely. So we always try and let folks know that we have a national chapter. There's a lot of other chapters who are in communities who aren't near as fortunate as we are here in the Coeur d'Alene area to have as many good donors. And we always let them know that they can donate to the national chapter as well. A lot of the chapters like to keep it local. They want to see where their money's going. Mm-hmm. They may want to present a guitar, like Marty. I asked Marty, I said, "Hey, would you like to help honor Keith's legacy and present each guitar that you donate to a veteran?" And she said, "Absolutely."
Cool.
So yeah, that's always a great connection. But yeah, I actually just got done chatting with Tina, I think at Northwest Music here a little bit ago today, and I asked her if she'd be willing to set up an account for us here locally, because just for things like strings and picks and capos and tuners, those things wear out. And she was great. Tina's great at Northwest Music. She showed me around the store, and she said, "Absolutely, we'll partner with you. We love this kind of stuff." And she showed me where they give lessons and showed me their nice guitar room upstairs, their real fancy guitar room. And they have lessons for kids for piano and whatnot. But so yeah, folks can actually. She agreed to go ahead and open up account for us on a debit card system down there at Northwest Music in Coeur d'Alene. And she said if folks locally want to donate, they can just go down to the counter, and her staff will know if they say we want to donate to Guitars for Vets, $20 or $50 or $100 or a guitar. she said they will receive that donation and give them a receipt, and they can get in touch with me, and we can give them an in-kind donation officially on letterhead for tax purposes, depending on the size of the gift. It may help them with their taxes. So
that helps us locally too, because you can donate on the site. You can go to guitarsforvets.org and go down, and there's actually a donate button that's in there. But that goes to the national program. But for local donations, that's
probably the best bet.
That's a huge.
It could be, yeah, for sure. And Tina even offered, look, if you've got folks in the community like Keith, when I was chatting with her a little bit about Keith, she said, if you've got folks like that who have a guitar they want, dusty guitar in the corner, and they're like, I'd like this to go to a veteran. She said, we will take that guitar in, and I will send it through my shop for your program at no charge.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is that Northwest Music? Is that the one right on 95? You see it when you're driving up 95?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Apparently, that's the only music store from the border in Idaho all the way to
Yeah, because there
Lewiston.
used to be Burt's downtown, but they shut
Burt's
down.
was there, yeah. Northwest Music is great. That's where I bought a new guitar. It's a great spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was putting off going and seeing her because I was like,
that's
gonna
awesome.
be one of those guys just asking for help with donations and stuff, and she was not even close to that. She was like, she showed me around. She's like, we love this stuff.
Yeah, and we could, man, that is one thing. We could use more of a music scene here. There's enough people from all over. It's really cool. Like, they have that clamshell that's down at the park, Coeur d'Alene by the basketball courts.
Yeah.
And they used to do, oh gosh, what was that called downtown? You remember?
Jump circles or something?
No, that was more. That was Manitou Park. All right, that's when I was in high school. It was different. My priorities were a little different. But no, but
he
they
was
did.
the lead in it.
Yeah, no, but they had the grass area. But we used to have. God, it was on like Tuesdays or Thursdays or something.
Was that the one they do at McEwen now?
Maybe.
I think I've heard of that.
I can't. Oh man, I literally just talked about this yesterday, and I can't remember.
But it's a cool thing. But I don't know where it is. We don't advertise
It's
it
like
very
music
much.
in the
but
park or something?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Thursday
But it
night,
was.
something. I don't know.
You got to have those places. I got to give a shout out. Knuckleheads Brewery, that's right on Government. It's where the Westwood Brewery was, and Mad Bomber Brewing Company.
Yeah.
It's right there in Government and Hayden.
So Mad Bomber's gone and Knucklehead's the new brewery there?
Yeah, exactly. And the owners are fantastic. And
Really?
they have an open mic night on Thursday nights where people can go and jam, and it's like there's no pressure, there's no looking down on you if you suck or if you're just learning. It's amazing. Good spots.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Where are they from?
I wouldn't know good music from bad music, honestly. I'd see your guitars. And I'm like,
some sing, you
Yeah.
You go to a bad karaoke or something.
That's
you know
different.
what's good and
Feel it
bad.
in your
but-
soul.
But it's a great spot. But you're right. We do need more of a musical community here. It's
I didn't
tough.
mean to interrupt. He asked where the owners were from.
Yeah, any idea?
I don't know where they're from. I've
like
gotten
the
to know
name.
them quite a bit.
Well, because breweries out here, breweries, we got that on lockdown, right? Like, we got some really good breweries out here. Like, Vantage is cool, Daft Badger's cool, Trails End is cool. Mad Bomber, now it's Knucklehead. So
Post Falls Brewing.
Westwood, Post Falls, Westwood Breweries,
Yeah.
great in Rathdrum. So, we just need to bump up our music scene.
Craving a little deep fried dill pickle from Westwood.
Westwood's food is good.
It is actually, it's underrated.
Yeah.
Burgers, whatever.
Yeah, their staff up there, their cooking staff, that place is on point.
So on the music scene kind of topic, I'm just really surprised. Like I said earlier, all of our instructors are gig playing instructors.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's cool.
I'm just amazed. Like, I was talking to Tony, one of our instructors, and he's in, like, I think he plays ukulele in a group and he plays guitar in another group. And I'm like, he's retired, obviously, but I'm like, that's crazy.
Well, like I said, you get addicted to it.
Yeah.
You really do. My bassist in my band, we're good buds, and he's jonesing to start a new band or something, and it's something you get addicted to.
I'm too shy to get up there on stage.
Well, the shyest people. I'm surprised enough. I'm pretty shy, and it's I sound extrovert all the time, but I get nervous going up every time I play, and you see that with actors too. They get up and have to give a speech, and they're freaking out.
I'm that way, man. Like, I've given trainings in front of really large groups and get up to give a speech, and
I don't believe that for a second.
Yeah, I swear to God, I get nervous.
I
bro.
suppose
Like,
it's
my wife says
easier-
the same thing. She's like, "No, you love it." And I was like, "I really don't. I really don't. I really don't."
I think
You
it's
get
probably
anxious.
easier if you're really good at what you're giving a speech on.
Yes,
Right.
for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
If you believe
But when you play guitar a lot, it becomes, like I said, it's like a smoker's cigarette or a pacifier. It becomes like your shield.
Yeah.
And then when you go up and you're nervous, as long as you have that in your hands. And I've been a lead singer, and then I play guitar and I sing and play guitar. when I'm a lead singer, it's very uncomfortable. You're kind of like,
Yeah.
I'm naked.
What do I do with my
I'm
hands?
exposed, and I got to lead this crowd. That's my job.
Yeah, well, my wife and I watch The Voice, and it's funny. The coach is always like, "Let's take that guitar out of your hands and just see how you sing." And they're like afraid.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
We had a local guy that was a finalist on The Voice.
Oh,
It was Ryan Maxwell, I think.
Oh.
He was local. Now they know him because in my past life, I worked with his dad.
Oh.
Yeah, but anyhow.
it's hard to find good quality TV anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, don't even bother. Landman, that's all I do.
Yeah, we've been on Landman.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. What was I going to ask? I love, so I was thinking about this. I love North Idaho so much because of all of the programs out there. We were talking about the Veterans Club earlier.
Yeah.
There are now 3 chapters of the Veterans Club, I think. We've got Hayden, Post Falls, Coeur d'Alene.
Yep.
Started with Coeur d'Alene. Have you talked to Ed Bejarana? Because Ed's a musician. He was in the Army band. He
don't believe so.
Could be a good resource
The Veterans
for you.
Club meets for breakfast at.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wednesdays and Thursdays.
So the Coeur d'Alene chapter is Thursday mornings, 0800 at the Best Western.
Okay.
Right in Coeur d'Alene. I can't remember the days and times of the other 2, but
it's Wednesdays out at the Avondale Golf Course for Hayden.
Okay.
I want to say that one's at 8
probably
or
the
9.
same time, huh?
I don't remember. I always show up like 5 minutes late.
Typical.
Do you all retired law enforcement or former law enforcement have hangout kind of stuff as well? I'm curious.
So the Veterans Club, so we call it the Patriot Board, and it encompasses both.
Good.
Yes, so it's probably 50-50 retired first responders and vets. A lot of them cross over, obviously. A lot have done both. But Coeur d'Alene we get 30 people in there routinely every week. It's huge.
It would be cool to have something like this for retired first responders because we are a hub of retired first responders.
Yeah.
Because again, you can walk around out here and have a pro cop shirt on and nobody's going to sling stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I asked, because the moment I walked into the American Legion and realized I hadn't been into a military style facility in several years, and when I came into the Legion, I was like at home.
Yeah.
Like there's patches on the wall and whatnot. So it's like, it feels like, my old office.
Yeah.
They're as far as I know, we've done a couple other coffee meetups, like weekly things for first responders specifically, but I don't know of anything else. I feel like vets get all the good perks, dude. I gotta be honest. No disrespect, but
it's pretty important. And when you're a veteran and you get with other veterans, it's like
it's huge.
It's huge.
You need that.
Yeah.
So cops need that too. Firefighters need that too.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So the Patriot Board is really good for that because it's an hour a week. You sit down. There's topics usually. We talk for a bit, and then there's just time to just BS and talk.
Fellowship.
Yep.
It's what we used to do in the old days.
Right,
Yeah.
sitting around and the coffee meetups I've done in the past is just like there's no agenda at all. You just drinking coffee and bullshitting like you're in the
telling stories.
Do you have like a no phone rule? Leave your phone in the hallway or something? Or should be?
We should. No, we don't.
Yeah.
We probably should for other reasons because the phones are always listening and shit gets pretty outlandish sometimes.
You just gave me anxiety thinking about how many messages I've missed in the last hour.
But I don't know if it's I know it might maybe not under the guitars for vets, but there might be room for, I don't know if you want to take on more, but figuring out some way to tap into the first responder population too.
Yeah. So I still got a couple years left of working.
Okay.
And I'm trying to maximize my paying off debt before I punch out completely and go retired. And actually, when I did first retire, there was a time in there where I wasn't working, and it's boring.
Yeah.
And then you go to Home Depot and spend $150.
Gotta have a purpose, man.
Yeah. So this has been great. So I want to go back to something real quick. Speaking of military tradition, you're familiar with the challenge coins, right?
Oh yeah.
Law enforcement.
Yeah.
First
We've
responders
got
have
it
too.
Yep.
So I would like to present Matt with a coin.
Oh, that's
awesome,
so cool,
Yeah,
dude.
and we usually handshake.
There we go.
Thank you for being an instructor with Guitars for Vets.
Thank you.
Okay.
I
And
appreciate
that is a
man.
Guitars
It's
for
an
Vets
honor.
challenge
Yeah.
coin. So
That's
an honor,
freaking
man.
rad,
Thank you so
dude.
much.
That is super
Beautiful.
cool.
Challenge coins are awesome. You have to keep it on you 24 hours a day, even when you're in the shower. And if you get caught without it, you got to buy drinks. That's how it was as a cop. I don't know if it's the same in the military
The
world.
rules have changed significantly.
Thank you so much.
very
That's
cool.
so cool.
there's a pretty
Yeah.
neat history if you're interested. It
Yeah.
started out with bullets in Vietnam and it migrated into it's kind of a unit morale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know it started with bullets. That's cool.
Yeah, they used to trade bullets in Vietnam they would etch their unit number in it or their name,
freaking rad.
and they would just hand it. I think that's
Yeah.
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 So,
cool.
Yeah, we need to, in the new studio, we're going to have a board because I've got an entire box of challenge coins over there.
Nice.
Yeah, we get some cool ones.
We get some cool ones.
We have an amazing group of people that actually somehow find us entertaining, that follow us. And man, we get some cool stuff.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
mean,
like,
most of these patches are clients or just people that have mailed them to us. Yeah. I've got a whole bunch more in the drawer at my desk. So as soon as we move this over, it'll be even more of them. I love it. And it's cool. Like it like taps into that heritage. You know, you meet some amazing people in getting in with these groups, and like, just
you've had some good guests. I
shocking.
actually just started Concrete Jungle by Clay Martin.
Mm-hmm. Dude,
it's actually a pretty good book. I'm enjoying it.
The what was it, the Wrath of the Wendigo?
Yes, I got that in my Amazon.
I just finished that and gave it to Big John.
Yeah,
that book will change your life, dude.
Okay,
I have read it. Come get coffee with me. We got to talk.
Okay,
it like warped my perception of everything in the world.
Yeah, I've enjoyed your guests. I had there was a fellow that was an Alaska State Trooper on. You had My mom retired from the Alaska State Troopers.
Yeah, he was another author.
Charles Sage, he's a local author.
Yeah,
that's his pen name, to be honest. But I won't reveal his real name.
Man, there's some cool people that live out here.
Yeah,
there are just some freaking cool people, and this is kind of okay. We've already started another foundation. We can't start another one. But I really want somebody to do one for retired first responders. This sort of thing would be huge for them because because I've been on both sides. I was on subs for 9 years, and then I was on an active different component for another 4, and then I've been in the reserves. I'm almost done. I'm going to finish it this year. And then I was a cop for about 12 years. And you're absolutely right. It's different when you're existing in your own community. And man, they have a lot of the same ailments, if not more, in a lot of circumstances than do vets. And I would love to see an avenue for them to, because the idle hands, man. I told you at the beginning of this, I said, I'm like a shark. I think if I stop swimming, I die, right? So, a lot of cops and first responders run into the same thing. Where it's got to keep moving.
I'm involved in a program called Vet Ticks.
Yeah.
They give concert tickets. So now they started First Ticks.
Cool.
For first responders.
I love hearing that.
I actually just got tickets to the NFC Championship game. Sunday.
Are you going?
I'm going.
I'll see you there, bro.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're going.
Nice.
I'll be there. We'll link up.
Is this a sporting event? I'm not.
Okay, listen. Seth is a jiu-jitsu guy. He just beats the
into the sport.
Yes,
Seahawks, Rams. One of them's going to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah. Oh,
they're gonna win
we'll be there.
Okay.
We'll be there.
Yeah, my son's flying up from Merced. Him and his wife live down in Merced. He works for the Gallo Winery. And I told him I got tickets, and he said, "Are you inviting me?" I'm like, "Yes." He's like, he had his plane ticket bought in like 10 minutes.
What jersey are you wearing?
Oh, I'm Seahawk fan.
My man. Okay. All right. You're cool then. So I actually went to the Super Bowl in New Jersey when they beat the Broncos.
Oh, wow.
I was at that game. It was pretty
I don't think
cool.
the Broncos are going to go this year.
No.
Well,
they got their backup Jared
you guys got kind of lucky. I'm not a Seahawks fan, but I usually call them sea chickens to my buddy.
Listen, they would have beat the crap out of the Broncos either way.
Well, I don't know. Bo Nix, because I'm an Oregon Duck.
Yeah.
Bo Nix.
I like Bo Nix.
Bo Nix is a man.
He's injured.
He's done.
Yeah, he's out.
So I think it's going to be New England and Seattle.
Yeah, but whoever wins the NFC Championship game, like they're gonna boat race the AFC.
Yeah. They are,
absolutely. Let's be real about this. Yes, this is the sports.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
This is the football.
You guys really excited?
Did you get them on Vetix?
Got them on Vetix.
Damn you! Dude.
Yeah,
you got mine because I tried.
I
checked. Like a lottery.
Yeah. It's a lottery system. So I wagered all my coins. I had like over 1,000 coins.
Good for you, bro.
So I checked the cheapest nosebleed seats at the very top were like $1,750 for this.
So we got into some for a lot less than that. But it was, it's still spendy. Yeah. And it's funny. My mom, we actually had her on the podcast like a month ago. She was a homicide detective in Spokane, but she just out of nowhere, she's like, "You guys should go." I was like, "Mom, I'm not going." She's like, "I just bought your tickets." And I was like, "Wow, F you, but thank you." Bull crap. So
I hope the weather's good.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, still at this stage of where we are as a country, I'm not as big a fan as professional sports as I once was. I still love. They're still fun, but high school sports, man, all day long. Especially in small towns.
Look up First Ticks.
Okay.
Or Vet Ticks.
Okay.
You can get on here. You get coins, and you get coins for referring friends, and you can put in for concerts. I've been to Kane Brown. I've been to several concerts over at the Spokane.
Okay. You know that I could get down with.
You know what we need here?
Eric Church.
You know what we need here, guys, is, and we should all rally behind this, we need an epic concert venue in North Idaho.
Yeah, we do.
I
don't want to go to Spokane anymore.
Outdoor or
I don't
indoor?
even want to go there.
It's gotta like take part, like be close to the lake. I feel like so you could view it. It's like something really.
I'll tell you this though, I would drive if they did it in Lewiston. It was like Hell's Canyon area.
Like
it
a
would
Red
look like,
Rocks.
it would look like the gorge.
Like a Red
The
Rocks.
gorge
Yeah.
is incredible.
Yeah.
The
The gorge
Red
is nice.
Rocks.
Yeah.
But the gorge is like such an amazing venue.
Okay.
Dude.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, it was like a life-altering experience seeing Dave Matthews at the gorge.
Right.
I'm gonna own that.
You
he's
probably
like-
got mushrooms too.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's be real.
Listen, I tell you some things in confidence, bro.
Dave still got it. I
Oh,
think, too.
Dave, dude, he puts
He's
on
got
a
it.
hell of
I've
a
seen him
show.
many times, but I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Dancing,
I know-
Nancy.
I
It's
know.
like, dude, ants marching. You're like,
Yes. All right, enough.
He's getting older. He's getting
Yes, but if North Idaho venue,
Yeah.
there's so many beautiful places, dude. You throw that out in the woods not in the woods, but out in the mountains, and just
Yeah.
give that backdrop.
older. Do you know some investors?
Well, we know some
we got
people.
some guys. We got some
We know
people.
some people.
But that's what's missing.
Looking for a commercial
You imagine how
investment?
many people would drive from Washington, Oregon, Montana to come to Idaho?
Yeah.
Forget them. I'd like to go.
Yeah, same here. But
Priority tickets for locals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, because the biggest one we have is what, Sandpoint?
yeah,
And honestly, the bands they had last year sucked.
yeah, it's not the
That was
And I'm sorry,
disappointing.
but yeah, they really was. But the year before, it was awesome.
Yep.
And it's so much of it because they put it right there on the high school field where it's overlooking Ponderay.
Yeah.
Incredible venue, but we need better.
My favorite venue is Kootenai County Fair. Was it the Concert in the Dirt?
Yeah, yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
Nate Smith there 2 years ago, and he's a Paradise boy where I used to live in California.
Yeah, Paradise,
Yep, and that was like so freaking good.
Honestly, I think
So
you could.
good.
I think you could repurpose the dog track out at State Line.
There you go.
Make that a
Oh,
pretty
Yeah,
damn-
you really could.
Is that
You
even
could-
like what do they?
I don't know.
there?
They don't do
what
it,
happens
but that
there?
would be a great because it's right off State Line, dude. And I remember going to a concert there in high school, but it was so dusty and dirty. You could not differentiate between the dust and the weed smoke. And I mean, but it was Ben Harper. It
that's-
was Ben Harper and the
no,
Innocent
there you
Criminal,
go,
so
there you
you
go.
knew
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah,
right?
Well, I mean, there's
Yeah.
Mode Stadium. It's the racetrack. It's like it's okay.
Yeah, which it's still that's a cool venue too. But man, we need a good,
Yeah.
badass.
Something
Well,
looks nice.
you guys are maybe in the right industry to
we'll
have some
see.
influence. So
Yeah. If you're out there and you would like to buy some large commercial land,
You guys got to teach me how to play the guitar first.
Hey, I'm here, man.
know a guy.
I'm ready to rock.
Yeah,
I don't know if your stubby little fingers would be
dude, I have
suitable for
big
that.
ass hands, bro.
Oh, you do actually. Holy shit, they're bigger than mine.
Yeah, it's a
What?
challenge.
What is this?
I don't know if that helps.
Dwarf hands,
Dude,
but like longer.
feet, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No,
It's
I
weird.
know
I,
your
have
feet.
short legs, 28-inch inseams, dude. It's not my fault.
Size
I should
14
be a
shoes.
regular sized human.
Yeah.
hence the submariner.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
exactly.
right.
I'm
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
6'4".
Yes.
Yeah, you wouldn't fit on submarine.
Yeah, our
No
band
way.
name's going to be Submarine Tug of War. Dude, I've already.
Yeah,
It's a different story. There's some of you out there that know it. Some of you out there, it's not appropriate for, on an open podcast. Ask in the comments. I'll tell you about it. Yeah, I'll DM
Well, we will put all of the links to your stuff in the show notes. And then, so if you guys are interested in donating, can I put your phone number in there or do you just want email? What would you prefer?
Email is preferable.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
do email. So, email Pete directly if you guys want to get involved in the program and he will set you up.
As you're eyeballing retirement, are you cool with somebody reaching out to you if they wanted to start like a law enforcement?
Sure.
Yeah, just like getting an idea on how you guys, because out here, man, we just get a ton of retired law. That would
Yeah,
be something
they
I
need
think
something
they'd
to
be
do.
into.
yeah.
And also, I have a couple of friends who are not only law enforcement and firefighters that actually work down in that other state south of Boise, but they live here.
Yeah, we know a
And
bunch
I can
too.
do.
We know
Yeah,
a
we do
bunch
too.
That's a tough life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, they don't have to feel bad coming up. It's okay, man. Like we appreciate the people and their perspective coming from that place.
That would be awesome. Yeah, we give something guys to do other than build chicken coops at Dave's house.
That is true. You know who we're talking about. Yeah. Thanks, John. No, but truly, that would be cool. Thank you guys for doing what you do. I mean, it's such a creative way. Even sitting here talking about it, you kind of changed my perception of it. It's a cool program, and I can see how that would turn into something bigger than just learning how to play an instrument.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you're eligible.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Not me. That's cool. Whatever.
We might get you a pass.
I was good.
Hey, I'll teach you afterwards.
I was gonna sign up.
I'll teach you afterwards, dude. Don't worry. We'll be rocking out Tom Petty in the freaking.
Hell yeah,
office.
dude! I can play some free falling.
Yeah.
All right, hey, thank you guys.
Yeah,
It's been a pleasure
absolutely.
chatting
Yeah,
with
you
you.
guys too. Yeah,
Thanks,
cheers.
man. Well, and huge shout out to the guys out there volunteering. to do
Hell
it.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
freaking
thank you.
rad, bro.
Yeah, appreciate
Good
it.
deal.
Like that says a lot. That's not vets that are out there teaching, man. That's huge. Just giving back. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, later.
Cheers, guys.